One of my favorite artists, Agnes Martin the painter, said, "The value of art is in the observer. The essence of art is not the aesthetic value of the object, but in the value of the experience." Quote, "Works of art are the most intimate and energetic means of aiding individuals to share in the arts of living. Civilization is uncivil because human beings are divided into non-communicating sects, races, nations, classes, and cliques." End quote. This is an excerpt from John Dewey's writing on art. If you know me well, you know that I am also passionate about education. Dewey was also a proponent of an educational structure that balances delivering knowledge to students with also taking into account the interests and experiences of the student. Experience. This word will come up again and again throughout my presentation, and while I won't try to define it, I will attempt to give examples of how experience has played out in the context of my life, in my artistic endeavors. Throughout this presentation, I urge you to think about what experience means to you. I'll jump into my personal story, which reveals my relationship with art and the key role that art has played in my life. My love of art introduced me to museums and to nature. When my family and I moved here from China, I began to take advantage of both these assets. A change of scenery brought me the immense benefits of bountiful institutions as well as abundant wilderness. These essential open spaces are where I gained access to a world of resources and possibility that have made my artistic and creative experiences possible. Equipped with a sketchbook and at least one drawing utensil when I go out, I will always feel protected against boredom and apathy. I can transform dull moments, appreciate the banality of the everyday, in the process of drawing something. Instead of escaping the present moment, I begin to live in it, even get lost in it. For 1 minute of drawing feels like one eternity, when my senses become hyper-aware and the boundaries between myself, the object in front of me, and the one on the paper simply dissolve. Sometimes, when I look so insanely scrupulously at an object, I begin to lose myself, and my sense of place, identity, and the world around me is transfigured. So much that I see the universe in a flower, in hands, or in the face of a stranger. Drawing mediates the profound connection and kinship between myself and the world. It is an empathic medium. When I am the observer and I bear witness to the art, the beauty, and the complexity of the world. Clouds, I think, are beautiful. I just focus on seeing, and the drawing draws itself. My focus isn't somewhere else. After all, my drawings aren't going to be graded or judged by others, so I'm fully immune to outcomes and expectations when I draw. I am similarly free from rules, boundaries, and limits. I believe that creativity is most pure when there are no rules, and that makes the process of creation an immediate, transitory, personal experience. Last year, I applied for an internship at a contemporary art museum in San Francisco. This enabled me to work alongside 12 other teens from the Bay Area for a year inside a hub for arts and culture. An invigorating experience for me that introduced me to new ideas while they were in motion. I mean that when I learned the concept of access there, I witnessed it firsthand while assisting with the museum's public programs that aim to connect visitors of all identities, capabilities, and diverse backgrounds with art to facilitate deeper and more durable experiences with the art. It was within museums such as this one that I had found an ecosystem for learning. The idea of access grew more important to me when I realized that my experience within the museum was in fact a privilege and not a given. The access to museums, moreover, to a quality education, to resources, to opportunities, to the avenues for self-discovery and growth, is not equally shared by all people. After a year's worth of training at the museum in its public educational programs and in the marketing and developing department, I had found my calling. I wanted to channel the inspiration and skills I had gained from my internship into an access project. Specifically, I wanted to launch my project in China. Through research and visiting experience, I had discovered that museums in China, while rich in their art and artifacts, severely lack the resources and programs for visitors, particularly for youth. In terms of access to all those assets I listed earlier, Chinese youth are seriously limited. So I embarked on a month-long social and educational advocacy project last summer, and I called it the China Museum Youth Access Project. I firmly believe that creating access to these arts and cultural institutions can unlock doors that open up to more possibilities to enrich learning, thinking, and creativity. To make a long story short, I worked with 5 incredibly hardworking, motivated, and passionate Chinese high school students to achieve a 2-week-long pilot program. The 5 teen interns from my project and I journeyed together, visiting various museums around Shanghai and blogging about our findings from multiple angles. The website I created for it compiles all these writings, as well as resources for further reading, which underlie the project's mission to galvanize a youth museum education movement across China that aims to build recurrent, year-round youth programs, particularly internship opportunities like the one I had experienced for teenagers in China. Using the physical skills of speaking and reading Mandarin, planning and organization, social media advertising to reach out to the potential teen candidates, and later to our project sponsors, writing proposals and sending emails to bureaucratic museum institutions, and harnessing the intangible skills of flexibility, determination, and optimism, we were able to achieve something that immensely benefited myself and the 5 interns, and yet what we achieved was greater than us. Here, creation took on the form of a collaborative experience in which the impacts are slowly growing with our continued work towards our goal. I want to conclude quickly by outlining my encouragements to all the students here. 1, seek a creative outlet wherein you can break the rules, any that constrain you. 2, experience firsthand. 3, when you combine thinking outside of the box and experiencing firsthand, that allows you to go out into the world and apply your skills to benefit a cause or creatively solve a problem that you care about. I put the 3rd combined scenario in action when I carried out my project in China. My team and I together succeeded in our recognition and appreciation of art and our belief in the power of art to transform lives. So, art is not just to study, but to live in. It is thoroughly about experiencing, benefiting, and enjoying. The spirit of art has shaped my world, and because of it, the same spirit has even went on to shape others. Thank you.